Hello teachers, I know that it's not easy to teach students of all ability levels in one classroom, but my teacher does an amazing job. So today, I'm going to talk about when my teacher used video in the classroom. I will have some help with the technical teaching stuff.
Together with Deshaun, we are going to provide an example of a great lesson that meets the needs of lots of different learning styles, all by using universal design for learning.
The two goals for this presentation are: number 1, understanding the 3 principles of UDL, and 2, apply the 3 principles and lesson plans.
Specifically with the materials, the procedures, and assessment. Keep the 3 principles of universal design for learning, or UDL, close in mind. Let's go over them.
Principle 1, multiple means of representation. Principle 2, multiple means of expression. Principle 3, multiple means of engagement.
As Deshaun and I explain the lesson and show you a movie about aerosol cans, we will point out examples of how to make your lesson plans universally designed for learning.
You can look for it right here.
We'll begin with Deshaun talking about last week when his teacher used a movie during class.
Last week, my teacher taught us about aerosol cans. While we were getting settled at our desk, he asked if we wanted to follow the movie with the script. First, he asked us if we knew anything about aerosol cans. He gave us a survey about it. Then, he asked anybody if they wanted the computer to read it to them. We took the survey, and it only took a couple of minutes. That's strange. Usually the class has to wait on me. I write kind of slow. Then he said,
"Well, let's get started. We've got a lot to do."
That's when this crazy lady came on.
Aerosol cans! We use them all the time. They keep our hair in place. They keep our breath smelling good. Our house smelling good. And us smelling good. Of course, all that sprays is not an aerosol can. This sprayer isn't. Neither is this spray. Or this sprayer, for sure. But this is... I think what we mean by aerosol can is coming in crystal clear.
This is when things get crazy. He didn't show us the whole movie. And to give us a crossword puzzle. He said we've been sitting for way too long and it's time for a scavenger hunt. We had 2 minutes at each station and 4 of them to go to, so off we went.
Now, what is an aerosol, you ask? It's little teeny tiny drops of stuff floating around in a gas. And aerosols don't just hang out in cans. They're in nature too. Check it out. When an aerosol is tiny droplets of water floating in a gas called air, it's called a cloud. Closer to the ground, it's fog or mist. And when someone sneezes, it's called disgusting. These tiny droplets of moisture that come out of our mouths when we sneeze are also a kind of aerosol.
During class, he stopped the video here. One of the things that is great about Deshaun's teacher is that he monitors student progress throughout a lesson and doesn't wait until the end. This way, weaknesses and conceptual errors can be addressed as the learning is taking place. Some great examples that he uses on a regular basis include think, pair, share, playing quick games involving the content, presenting several possible answers to a question and then asking the students to vote on which one they think it is and giving the reasons why, asking students to write down an answer and then randomly drawing them to be read, drawing vocabulary or a concept, asking the group, how can this relate to another subject? Sometimes he interviewed students individually or in groups and asked about their thinking processes.
So my teacher used some of this UDL stuff, but let's get back to the crazy lady.
Of course, when we're talking man-made aerosols, we're talking this baby right here. Now that we know what they are, how do aerosol cans work? Let's look inside. Now, what we've got here is nothing. So, let's make some shaving cream. The stuff that has its name on the label. The stuff that comes out when you push the top. Hey, what happened? Oh, duh, I know. Remember, an aerosol is teeny tiny drops of stuff in a gas. We've got the stuff, but we forgot the gas. Not that kind of gas. In aerosol cans, we use a special gas called a propellant. It's under so much pressure inside the can that it changes into a liquid. And when it comes out, the propellant turns back into a gas. And how does the shaving cream get up and out of the can? Remember how the propellant is under pressure? That means it's pushing out in all directions. So it's also pushing on the stuff inside the can. But all that stuff has nowhere to go until we open the door, the valve. The shaving cream escapes up the dip tube and out the valve. Since the dip tube's down here, we get almost every last rich, foamy, face-saving drop.
Petey,
Yes?
what about the environment? Can you recycle aerosol cans?
Yes, you can! We aerosol cans are made from aluminum or steel. When we're empty, don't toss us aside. We can be recycled, just like any other empty can.
A lot of information was given, so we stopped the movie here. This is when he asked questions about what we watched. Some questions were about recalling facts, but others were higher order thinking skills. Now it's your turn to answer one of each type of question.
We used the 3 UDL principles so far in this movie. Do you remember what they were? I'll give you a second to think it over. Great job, and here's why.
Because of the type of question this is, there's only one right answer. It's a recall question. Lower order thinking skills. The answers to this particular one: multiple means of representation, multiple means of expression, and multiple means of engagement. Time for your higher order thinking question. What does a universal design for learning look like in a lesson plan? Before you answer, Dijon is going to tell you about the last part of what his teacher did in class.
So how does the teacher assess what we learned? Good question. We had lots of choices. We could draw, we could make a movie, we could do question and answer cards, we could do an experiment at home with our parents. We could do lots of things. We have to split into pairs, we have to write a plan. We even get to decide when it's going to be turned in. Here's me and my mom doing a science experiment.
Watch how much water comes out.
It's right there at 600.
Awesome. Now we have to see how much cans it fills up. This volume of water turned into that much stuff.
It was great. I didn't have to do a worksheet. I didn't have to do a dumb test. I didn't have to write. All I had to do was tell about the look on my mom's face. But I chose to do a video.
Okay, time to answer your question. What does universal design for learning look like in a lesson plan? Let's start with the materials. Dijon's teacher used a variety of things. However, he used what he had readily available. He used a free movie from the web. He had options from around the room, including computers, video equipment, and cameras. And the only thing he really had to gather specific to this lesson was what was needed for the scavenger hunt. During the lesson, the students could listen, they could watch, they could touch, they could explore, read, discuss, and in some cases, smell. Then we move on to procedures. Dijon's teacher started the class with an advanced organizer of a survey. From this, he found out where everyone's level was. He had a variety of examples in the scavenger hunt, between the video and the non-examples in the video. Everyone had something to relate to in order to make the information relevant. Dijon's teacher continued to determine who might need some additional practice with concepts, as well as a chance to clear up any misconceptions. By asking both lower and higher order thinking questions, everyone in the room was able to participate, especially with the words being on the word wall and having a graphic organizer with the same information. The last part of the lesson plan would be the assessment. And as I'm sure you could tell, Dijon was really excited about the menu of choices. Different students in his class focused on different parts of the lessons, becoming experts on what they found most interesting.
So let's review. The 3 principles for universal design for learning are multiple means of representation, expression, and engagement.
By incorporating these 3 principles in your lesson plans, students of varying ability levels can all be engaged in learning in one classroom.
Thanks for joining us, and I know you can be as good as my teacher.